What's up, guys? So guess what? It's that time of the month again. Video Games Monthly has not been my best friend the past 2 months, but I've changed things up this month. A lot of people were telling me in the comments that I needed to get rid of the Game Boy games because there's so much garbage on the Game Boy that it just kills any chance of the box having any value. So I did that, and I can say that I believe the redemption arc has kind of started. For anyone who might be unaware, Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service. You give them an amount of money and they'll send you 3, 4, 5, or even 10 games, random games to your doorstep every month. You tell them what systems you want to collect for, and they'll curate games for those systems to help you build your collection. I think it's safe to assume that none of them are going to be particularly rare games, but that's not the point of this. The point of something like this is not to get valuable games into your collection. It's to add things to your collection that you might not have otherwise thought about. Full disclosure, I have already looked inside of it, as has been the case for the previous months. April's always very interested what comes in the mystery box, and the mystery box always comes in before my recording day. So I've already opened it, I already know what's in here, but you guys don't. So I want to share what got added to the collection with y'all today. Now, for clarification's sake, I have changed my systems to be Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis. And in the box today, we got 2 Super Nintendo games and 3 N64 games. So let's crack her open and let's see what we got. So first things first, you get one of these cards every time. It's their social card, whatever. On one side, it's telling you to share your gets on social media, and you have a chance to win a free 3-up box, which would be cool if you actually won one of those. And on the other side of it, it's just a little reminder to update your online list. That way they know what you have already so they don't accidentally send you duplicates. Video Games Monthly always includes like a little trinket thing in there. The first month I got a little Video Games Monthly coaster, which I still use to this day. And this month we got a little Video Games Monthly drink koozie to help keep your drinks cool. We'll just slide that dude in there, and it will be chilling right back there for the rest of the video. So let's just dive into the games we actually got. First up, we're gonna do the Super Nintendo games first. This game, unfortunately, I can't do a lot with because it requires a different peripheral. They sent me Mario Paint. This one, I think all out, just straight up requires the mouse. If not, somebody can correct me on that, but the fact that the Super Nintendo had a mouse is just ridiculous. And I believe this game actually also has a music sequencer in it, which is really, really cool. And I'm starting to get into chiptune music programming a little bit. I've downloaded the program Mask, and I'm wanting to start learning how to program chiptunes because I think that would just be a lot of fun. Mario Paint, I believe, has a music sequencer in it, which allows you to use a bunch of Super Nintendo sounds to create music, to create your own music. So that's really cool. The next game is one that I'd actually never heard of before. It is called Draken. Now, I had no idea what to expect of this game whenever I played it, and I was really surprised to see almost like a Dungeons and Dragons-esque like RPG thing. I did not know a game like that existed on the Super Nintendo, and it's something that I'm actually really interested to go back and really sit down and try and learn. It just looked like a really neat concept and something that at least I've not seen on old consoles very much. So I'm super excited to actually sit down with it and try and learn how to play it. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun if you can figure out how it actually works. So I'm hoping to do that in the near future. Next up, we got 3 N64 games. Now, for me, personally, as long as I get the value of the games in my box, I really don't care what it is, especially when it comes to N64 because I'm trying to fill out that library anyway. The first one in the box was WWF Attitude. It's a wrestling game. A lot of them play pretty similarly, at least from my experience with them. But it's one I didn't have, so it's another check off on the collection. It's another 1/3% closer to finishing the N64 library. So that's really cool for me. Next up is World Driver Championship. I haven't had a chance to play this one yet because my emulator didn't work whenever I tried to record footage for them. But I enjoy racing games just kind of in general. The N64 had some really good racing games. Like they were always fun. All the ones I played were a lot of fun. Whether that be your fighting games on wheels like Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing, or you had like Beetle Adventure Racing or the cruising games. They're all a lot of fun. And this is by Midway, so Midway makes really good games. So when I can finally sit down with this to give it a try, we'll see how it actually is. And then the last game I got was the Wheel of Fortune. Interestingly enough, the Wheel of Fortune here is actually a childhood game of mine. When my sister and I were kids, my family had some friends that we would go spend time at their house a lot, and they had an N64 and a bunch of games. And so while the adults were off doing other things, me and my sister would play the N64, and one of the games we played fairly often was the Wheel of Fortune. We never had this game as a kid in our house, but we played it, we were over there so often, we got to play it several times, and it was always fun. Like, I'm still not great at the wheel today. I was definitely not good at the wheel then, but it was always fun to play. But yeah, aside from the bubble wrap in here, that's all we got this month. Now, how'd the value turn out? I got 5 games this month. I did not get a 1-up this month, unlike the last 2 months. The 5-game box that I get is $45 before shipping. It's $45 and then $10 to ship it. But I can't count the shipping towards the value of the box because they use priority mail to ship it, and it costs $10 to ship priority mail. It was $45 to ship these 5 games, and these games tallied out at $44.67. So that's a much better ratio of value to games versus what I got when I was getting the Game Boy games. So to everyone who commented saying that I needed to stop getting Game Boy games and to just get the console stuff, thank you. I do appreciate it because I actually got decent value this time. And because of that, I will continue getting video games monthly until the value stops being worth it. So question for you, do you guys get video games monthly? If you do, what was your prize of the month? For me, I'm actually gonna have to say this Draken game. Again, I don't know a lot about it, but it intrigues me so much that I'm looking forward to really getting to sit down with it and try and learn the game. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, y'all.